This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show.
I am RecordBot.
I am RecordBot 2.0.
RecordBot 3.0. RecordBot 2.0. RecordBot 1.0.
Oh, I was like, is he going to go RecordBot clap or just clap? I don't know. I guess wrong. Oh, well. And I hit the microphone.
Man, it's just a morning of follies. It's afternoon.
RecordBot, welcome to RecordBot jump on. I don't know how you do this. How do you do this? What's the format?
You just got to know.
RDAC. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Jamie.
Is this the podcast?
This is the podcast.
This is what we do. This is what
we do.
Locked you into for a decade of your life. Sorry.
I guess the good news is that it's only about 1/15 of my life if it's going to take up a decade, so that's fine.
That is true. And you've already lived most of that, so we're here at the end.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Let's not say things like that.
Suddenly aged 150 years, Billy.
I started out, you fluctuated age so much in this. I think you've been older. You're 600 years old, whatever Razi Al Ghul's is. Answer below, comment below. How old is Roseanne? That's what I was trying to say. Roseanne Al Ghul. I'm 40. How old is Roseanne actually? Like 70 now? I don't know.
Roseanne, she's probably in her 70s. Yeah.
Let's look up. This is what we do on this podcast.
Roseanne, 73. That's my guess.
70, exactly 70.
Well, this is coming out 3 years in the future, right?
Oh, yeah. This comes out 2 days from now, and she'll be 73. Jump on the Bat-Wagon, something like that. I'm James.
And I'm Brian.
I'm here to show my friend Brian.
There. Okay.
Watch the DC Animated Universe. This sucks. This chaos is bad. Start to finish for the very first time in the controversial airdate order to view these shows the way human beings experienced them in the far gone days of the 1990s. You feed off of the energy. Brian wants to be here. Brian's leaving. Brian took his headphones off. We're no longer doing the podcast. He's taking shirt 1 of 2 off. What's on red shirt beneath? What is that?
Thank you for that commentary.
What's on red shirt?
This kind of old Irish design thing.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. That's actually the coolest thing I've ever seen and will ever see. And I wish everyone else could have seen it too, but they can't. And they never will. We recommend you watch today's DCAU episode before listening to this podcast to get the full experience out of our discussion. At the time of this recording, 2:14 p.m. 3/2/23. Batman the Animated Series is streaming on HBO Max and available on DVD and Blu-ray. And please, it's such a whatever day that just the fact that we both had the same thought was enough to like, okay, things are gonna be all right. If you send in mail or leave a comment, don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian, pretty please. Today we're watching Harlequinade, Batman the Animated Series Harlequinade, which I think you guessed was Harley Quinn drinking. No, I said drinking Gatorade. You were just like a day in the life or something. I don't remember. Yeah. Do you want to give it another shot what this is about?
Nope.
Okay, sick. I didn't think you wanted to. This originally aired Monday, May 23rd, 1994. We skipped 1 week since trial, 4:30 p.m. on Fox.
Not 2:15 p.m.?
Nope. Not 2:15 p.m. 3/2/23. 1 minute has passed, or whatever it was before. I don't know. This is the 72nd produced episode and 70th to air.
Whoa.
Woof. We've been watching so many. We've watched so many episodes of Batman. 70. Writer Paul Dini. Director Kevin Altieri. Music Shirley Walker. Animation Dong Yang. Powerful
this is a high
team.
intensity podcast.
Yes.
I'm noticing.
Yes. I know. I agree. Woo! We scare. That's whatever people that we scare with loud noises.
All the people.
That's everybody. That's it. Yeah. How do you, that? We watch the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Oops.
Listen and listen good. You don't touch anything, say anything, or do anything unless I tell you. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So far, Joker hasn't been seen at any of his old hideouts. I want you to show me the last place he used when he escaped.
Okay.
Okay. So is that what we've agreed on? Is we're just standing in T-pose the rest of the podcast?
I don't know what you're talking about. We have stood in T-pose
Oh.
every single moment of every single episode of the podcast.
That's right. When Batman's pulling that little red wagon, and here we are standing in the wagon in a T-pose. No one.
It's impossible for me to put my arms down.
No one can see us, so we don't need any further animation. We're just locked in the default position. So now everyone must imagine us. We're surrounded by fidget spinners, and we're in T-pose. That's always been what it is.
I'm also trying to clip through a wall currently.
I've been in this walk cycle that never ends the whole time. Like when I met you and Alora at the pizza place, and I was just like NPC that was like walking into walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember this? Yeah, it was a good bit.
It's a good bit.
What happened in Harlequinade, Brian?
Synyap.
No, tell me during this.
Oh, okay.
Synyap. What you just watched. Synyap. Take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
Nice. Well, there's some bad guys, and they have a literal A-bomb.
They have a bomb. Yeah.
They have a A-bomb.
A
A-bomb?
bomb.
Yeah. We're going to English our way through this. It's going to be fine. They've got an A-bomb, and Joker wants it real bad. And guess what? He outbids everybody by not bidding at all and just stealing the A-bomb.
That's what this episode's about. Joker wants it real bad. So Batman breaks Harley Quinn out of prison.
Yeah. So Joker steals a bomb capable of destroying the entire 10 million population of Gotham, which I thought was a very round number for a
Did they say
populace.
that? Actually, I missed
They
that.
did.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I
Tribs.
said something about, wow, like, oh, I didn't realize Gotham was that big? What's the population of Manhattan?
That's a good question. We've already looked up Roseanne's age. We might as well look up the population of Manhattan. It's the same 70. I bet it's the same number.
Okay, what the fuck?
What is it?
1.6 million.
There's no way. When every time you see Gotham from the air, it's not 10 times the size of New York City.
Including Brooklyn and Queens, it's only 5 million.
Damn.
What is like?
Okay, so it's so densely populated, but you never see anyone on the streets. So it's like everyone's in their apartments, and every apartment is like 8 or 9 people at least. And then each apartment is only like a studio. That way every building.
It's in the neighborhood of the population of Calcutta in India.
Well,
like Gotham
maybe
is
the
huge.
Was this the Joker saying that
What's
said this?
Beijing? What's Beijing?
Is this part of the synopsis? Was it the Joker that said 10 million?
20 in Beijing.
Who said 10 million, Brian?
I think it was the mayor or something.
Oh. Well, he should know, I guess. I was going to say if it's a Joker, maybe. He's just being a little zany, a little Joker, you know?
Nope. No, it was either Gordon or the mayor talking about like it was the mayor saying I can't evacuate 10 million people.
Damn. That's a lot of people.
Where
are they? I've never seen them before. I think as we've discussed, there's the people that go to Mayor Hill or Jordan Hill's birthday party.
Yeah.
There's people at the Peregrinators Club. There's people in Bruce Wayne's house parties.
And then every
there's, like,
other
crooks.
every other building in town is packed shoulder to shoulder. Every single floor,
that's what I'm
every
saying,
hallway,
everybody's
every room.
Yeah, there's more people than oxygen in Gotham City, probably.
The buildings themselves? No, that's just a bunch of people holding hands.
The buildings themselves don't even have enough room for a full amount of bricks, just the impression of bricks.
Yeah.
That's how many people are bursting at the seams of every building.
It's brick-shaped wallpaper or brick-patterned wallpaper, just wrapped a bunch of people doing a human pyramid.
They're made of cardboard.
Yeah.
So
Man.
what keeps happening in the episode?
Joker wants it real bad.
Yeah.
So basically, Joker's gonna blow up the place with a bomb. A bomb?
Bomb.
A bomb?
Bomb.
And
that's what the people
Batman's-
say. All 10 million of them.
all at once.
Bomb.
loud.
Yeah.
And so Batman's like, we need Harley Quinn because I obviously can't find out where Joker is by myself.
Right.
And then she says, well, yeah. And they said some other stuff. And then some other stuff happened. And then Batman.
This is a great description. Thank you. First some
welcome.
stuff and then some things. And then Batman was there.
I mean, it was a lot of Harley Quinn actually being pretty freaking funny.
yeah.
And
Robin not.
And Robin, yeah, I don't even know.
You
must
were
have
like
been-
mad.
He must have been reading lines from another episode.
Yeah.
And they accidentally cut them into this one. It's just so out of place the whole time. But yeah, basically everybody has to work together to stop Joker from blowing up all of Gotham. And wouldn't you know it, the plan works, even though Harley does in the end double cross Batman, and
She's got a musical number.
she does have a musical number. I'm trying to be quicker with the synopses.
No. Sometimes kind of long. Always this time kind of long. Always this time. Do you want to hear the official synopsis? It's much shorter.
Yeah.
I guess you made it through the episode.
Batman steals a bomb, and it's up to Batman to stop him, right?
Batman steals a bomb, and it's up to Batman to stop
Did I say
him.
Batman?
Yeah, you did.
It's
That's
such a
exactly what this
Harlequinade.
says. How did you know? Batman and Robin form an uneasy alliance with Harley Quinn in order to learn where the Joker, I think they meant Batman, has hidden a stolen atomic bomb. Harley leads them on a madcap hunt through Gotham and eventually into a deadly showdown with the clown prince of crime himself. Harley is torn between her promise to help Batman and her twisted love for the Joker, but her better nature wins out in the end. Cryptic.
It doesn't, though.
Well, what is considered her better nature, you see. It's whatever.
She tries to kill the Joker. The gun is it's a gag
She was
gun.
going to murder him right there, yeah.
He's like, you're great. And she's like, just hug me right now. And then we have a weird heart little cut. What is that called? The little, tunnel vision of a heart that goes around them.
There's got to be a word. Okay, this is our third Google of the podcast. What is that called?
I want to Google something while you're Googling that.
Okay, what is it called? Can you Google?
The capybara, the world's largest rodent.
Nice. I got, what is it called when Looney Tunes
Those
ends with a circle?
143 pounds. That is a big rodent.
Color rings? No, that's
No.
the rings at the start of Looney Tunes. Circle masks closing out cartoons. What the fuck is this called? Circles closing out cartoons. What is it called when a circle closes off a character in a cartoon? Yes, iris. Iris out. That's
Iris
the
out?
transition name. You can find it in Adobe Premiere, default video transitions,
TV
Iris
tropes.
out, Iris in, Star Wars. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba, Mark Hamill Joker, and he's Luke Skywalker. This episode is going so well.
This is a really good episode.
I think we're just accidentally channeling those kooky Joker Harley Quinns in this episode by
Yeah, we're embracing the chaos.
Yeah.
I've got a safety pin.
I don't have anything cool around me.
I got a button.
I think this is the one that breaks us. I think this is where people stop listening.
I got a camera. Listen to the zoom on this camera.
Holy shit. Wow. That's crazy. Baby, you're the greatest. Broderick.
Cool. Let's end this episode. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Okay. So much like this podcast episode, the pacing in this Batman episode not so great.
Really? You don't think so?
In general, I think I like the episode, but there's a lot of stuff that would anytime there's like a little gag of some kind, there's way too long of like a pause between people's sentences of just and there's just like eerie silence, like there's no music, there's no sounds, like even when they're in Harley's hideout or whatever, the dogs, the oh my god, hyenas attack
third
Batman.
largest dog in the world. I don't know. Yes.
Capybaras attack Batman, and she's like, my babies or whatever, and they like look up over at her and then run over to her and like tackle her, and the entire sound mix there is just of them breathing. There's no other sounds, and it was really weird and uncomfortable, and just felt like a situation. I feel like you could shave at least 5 or 6 minutes off of this episode and lose literally nothing, because like if I just put it in the editing bay and just cut out all the uncomfortable silence pauses, it would the pacing would just be way and it's probably just a product of it's 1994. I don't know what to do because it's Batman. We're still figuring this out, I guess. Because I know it gets better than this. I know, yeah, episode 70, yeah.
72 in production?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to go one step further and actually like the hyena bit where she's like, my babies. It's like she says my babies. The dogs don't look up immediately.
Yeah.
And then they look up and then they run over. So it's even a little bit longer than you said.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, there's just moments, just everything that happens, there's some sort of like, a thing happens, there's a pause. A thing happens, there's a pause, instead of just thing. I'm really bad at describing what I'm trying to say, but
I think you're doing good.
You kind of get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely that with like Joker and threatening the guys in the plane to like turn the plane around.
It takes too long for him to do the thing.
Yeah,
the joke.
Like, I got to turn this plane around. Like, turns guns on guys.
Yeah.
Shot over 2 guys. Guys then get a surprised reaction.
Yeah. But and then man,
I didn't think about the pacing until you brought it up. Goddamn.
Yeah. All of these add up to not enough time to show Batman and Robin shrugging for more than half a second at the end of the episode. Like the
end of the episode caught me off guard.
It was weird, yeah.
Because it was like, there's this whole like kind of standoff situation. Harley's got the gun up to Joker, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? He's like, you don't have the nerve. There's all this buildup. Rat-a-tat flag pops out. And
I've been rapping for like 17 years, okay? He said. That's what the gun said.
That is what the gun said. Yeah, that or he's a fan of the electronic-ish musician.
That's what I'm talking. That's who I'm referencing.
Rapping for 17 years?
That's the start of his song 17 Years.
Oh, I don't know if I've heard that.
But also that's
I'm not
the
a big
name of
Rat-a-tat
Pokemon
fan.
or something. No, I just know that song.
Oh.
Sorry, Dylan,
I know
biggest fan of Rat-a-tat.
I know the Loud Pipes song.
I just said I don't know.
You do know it, but you don't know that you know it.
Okay. Let's Google Loud Pipes Rat-a-tat.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, okay. No, it won't come through the computer. What the fuck is going on, Brian?
We're having a hard time, buddy.
We got so much more DCAU left. We're losing it.
I think we're just having a day. It's okay.
So I think Paul Dini's writing is very good in this, but I think the execution, the editing of it or whatever doesn't do it much service. It's just there's just a lot of weird, awkward pauses that I was like, why is that there? Just go to the next thing. You don't need to show And then also at the end, okay, I'm criticizing a lot. I do think it's a fun episode for people that are like, oh man, 2 in a row. You didn't like Trial either. What the hell's going on? But the ending with Batman or with Joker and Harley standing there in the fire, and there's just a lot of like whomp 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 stuff going on in the music, like literal Looney Tunes level musical cues, and then Joker just eyebrow raise, and then Harley goes eek, and then back to Joker. Like, it's just like, do something. Like, I don't know, maybe it's cutesy and funny to some people watching it, but it was just a weird, maybe I'm not in the right mood for the episode or something.
It was an awkward end. It really was, because they like had that whole heart iris out, iris in, whatever thing. I'm learning. And
when you get those bokehs shaped like a heart,
it was just such an odd time, because like, okay, so the resolution isn't like, the resolution I expected was at least Batman and Robin puts handcuffs on the both of them. Mm-hmm. And they start to lead them towards whatever police helicopter shows up, because there's all this like explosions and Batman or Joker, Batman, sure.
They're the same
Joker
thing at
dropping dropping the world's most surgical bombs. These bombs, like, how could they be explosive and only affect a like 4.5 foot radius?
Robin and the mayor are by a tree like 3 feet away from Batman's tree, and the bomb hits Batman's tree just as he manages to move out of the way, and you see Robin and the mayor going like, ah, and the bomb didn't even singe them. Like, it's just it exploded in like a 10-foot radius and should have engulfed them.
Well, this is the thing that gets me, is the first 2 bombs that were dropped, and maybe they're different, I don't know. They leave a huge crater in the ground. They completely destroy a tree.
That's true.
He then drops 4 bombs around the A bomb, and there's no structural damage. There's no singeing. Like, what is going on? I forgot
exactly what happens at the end, so I thought Joker, because he shoots the bomb like with guns, and I thought it was going to be that the bomb goes off and it is like a funny gag, a big sign that says boom or something like that, but then it wasn't. Like, you assume it actually is an atom bomb that he has, because that's twice in the episode they do that fake out or whatever. At the start he has the like Acme Looney Tunes circular bomb.
That was
a
like
little guy
with the Joker gas in that. That was actually, I'm like, see, this is gonna be a hell of an episode. Like, that guy was like freaky as hell. He comes out the smoke,
his veins popping
all veiny,
out.
and I was like, oh shit. And then it just becomes a very silly episode.
Well, I also thought that when they show the mayor talking to Gordon, and it's the Joker's hand like holding a phone to the mayor's ear for him to talk, like it's a gloved hand with a purple sleeve, and I'm like, oh, that's the Joker, he's there with the mayor. But then they don't come back to the mayor and the Joker together until the end of the episode, once they've realized like, oh, that must be where the Joker is. But the audience has known the whole time where the Joker is.
I actually didn't catch that was the Joker.
I kind of thought you didn't, because you didn't say anything, but if you noticed that, which it seemed any non-dunce would have noticed, any good, smart person,
damn it.
Then it's like the episode, I guess what I'm saying is like the episode isn't designed as like an actual mystery of like, where is the Joker? How do we get him? We really need someone that knows the Joker to find the Joker, and yet he's just where the most obvious place he would be is, I guess. I don't know. Why did they need her to find him? Yeah.
Man, you're making me like this episode even less.
I enjoy the Harley and Batman interactions, which I think was your probably favorite bits too. Just like in the Batmobile, you don't touch anything, blah blah blah. God, like he's so mad.
Yeah,
and you're like, whoa, dude. Which is like a, I don't know, infamous scene or whatever that gets TikToked a lot and stuff.
Oh, really?
Him yelling at her and whatever, and then her blowing raspberries while he's not looking.
She got him good.
Yeah, she really did. I like her punching the parachute button, and that Batman's like driving so wildly as if like, why is that on there if he can't control the Batmobile when that happens?
I actually had that thought too, where I was like, isn't that just going to slow him down? Like,
I mean,
you
it's
just
either designed
slow
to.
down?
It's designed for one of two reasons that I can think of. One, Batman is going way too fast somehow and needs to slow down.
But obviously
and
that
he
wouldn't do a very accurate
sees it
job of
coming.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Batman accidentally drives the Batmobile off a cliff,
Right.
and as it's descending, he needs to be a parachute. But why? I don't know. Why?
I don't know. Why?
Why?
Yeah, I feel like the course of action to quickly decelerating would be just pressing on the brakes and slowing down even quicker.
Yeah, just press on the brakes. I gotta let go of all pedals and press the parachute button. And then hopefully no one's behind me. All 10 million people in this city driving around. Nobody's on the street. Nobody's on the sidewalk.
Statistically speaking, there should be at least 400 people in that stretch of road.
Like think of a like Seinfeld-esque New York City street. There's like dozens of people walking around at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Walking through the street, jaywalking. There's no parking spots. Now multiply that by at least 5, 6, 7.
I mean, if you're to include like all the surrounding suburbs, then because I suspect Gotham is supposed to be like Manhattan, like it's always like a peninsula, right?
I think so.
I mean, it would have to be like Manhattan's about as populated as not necessarily the most populated.
Brian, this might be a cartoon, and we're thinking too hard.
Oh, fuck!
Guys,
you think so?
You guys, you have way too much time on your hands. You just think I'm the comments on Watchtower database videos. I say, oh wow, you're thinking too hard. Stop it.
You know what? That's a good point. Let's try to not think for the rest of this episode.
Okay, just like we have been.
Do you want to do some like cast and trivs and shit to get us off of this?
I guess. Well, first, what do you think of the musical number?
I actually really liked it, and I thought that somebody should use that to audition for a musical.
It is an actual song, like prior to this episode, which is in Trivs.
What?
But yeah.
Was it? What?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Let me tell you the cast, okay?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh fuck. I hope everyone's having a great Friday and we're helping. Kevin Conroy as Batman, Lauren Lester as Robin, Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon, Lloyd Bachner as Mayor Hill, Mark Hamill as the Joker, Dick Miller as Boxy Bennett, as the guy in the place with all the guys.
Oh, right. The main gangster guy.
Yeah. He was previously Chucky Saul in Mask of the Phantasm, which is the first guy that he drives a car out of the car park and, I'm dead. It was Batman, of course.
The one who you mean out of a car park and into another building?
Into another building.
Yeah.
Neil Ross as Dealer. Who is Dealer?
Probably in that like gangster hideout they went to because there was a bunch of like, they're playing
bunch of
like
guys.
Casino games.
He was previously Ratso and other minor voices. And Arlene Sorkin is Harley Quinn. Wow, that really got us on the right track, Brian. Thank you for suggesting I go over the cast.
You're welcome.
Okay, Trivs?
Trivs.
In British theatrical tradition, a harlequinade is a play or part of a play in which the clown or harlequin plays the principal role. So now you know.
I didn't know that.
Now you do.
Okay, thank you.
According to the Batman animated book, the title card for the episode was a computer rendering by producer Eric Radomski based on a design by storyboard artist Ronnie Del Carmen. It was just an image of Harley Quinn. I think computer rendering just means he drew it on a computer, not that it was like CGI. I think that would have been obvious. Like, whoa, what is this? Oh, we didn't talk. Oh, no. Never mind. We'll get to that in a second. In Cinefantastique magazine, Paul Dini noted the 1982 buddy cop comedy 48 Hours, starring Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte, as an inspiration on this episode. It's a character study of the idiot and the hard-ass trying to work together. Known for Saturday Night Live at the time, 48 Hours was also Eddie Murphy's first feature film, a year before Trading Places and 2 years before Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, well, that's news.
How many people you think have shut this off already?
At least Dylan.
I sure hope so. In Hero Illustrated Special Number 1, Bruce Timm stated that BSNP wouldn't allow for any visible glasses during the scene at Boxy's Speakeasy. We always get tons and tons of censor
Oh.
notes on every show, such as get rid of those alcoholic beverages. That's a big no-no. But it's also a real touchy one because every time we have a party scene, such as a big charity ball, what are people drinking? So we've always had to make glass tumblers and put water in them. I guess everyone is drinking Perrier. According to Kevin Altieri on Batman the Animated Podcast, Dini's original script had the Joker in a helicopter. It was changed out for a Red Baron-inspired gag during the storyboard process. Joker's parachute opening after the plane has crashed is a gag that previously appeared in The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, when he also did that same exact thing. Though Joker's henchmen Knuckles, Vinny, and Kowalski, number 3, like there are 3 of them, at the closing, only 2 of the henchmen are seen crawling out of the crashed, burning biplane.
Oh, that's right.
So like, one of them died, I guess. Mark Hamill saying nothing, bupkis, nada, zip as the Joker would be the second time he'd used the words in a character's dialogue, having previously said it as the Trickster in the Flash 1990 TV series.
What?
He played the Trickster on that show.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Say That We're Sweethearts Again, that's the song. Was written by Earl Brent and first appeared in the 1944 Lucille Ball film Meet the People, sung by Virginia O'Brien.
What?
There you go. The piano player
What does that
appears
have
to... I don't know. I
That
guess
sounded
it's just
so
the song
specific.
fits. The song fits with the Joker being abusive murderer.
But like acid face thing? Like that's isn't that how Joker got his face that way? How is that not?
I don't know. It's just a part of a song from years and years before that.
Amazing.
50 years before that. The piano player appears to resemble Fred Astaire. As Harley performs the song, the piano player's legs vanish for one shot. There was like a wide shot of all the instrumentalists. Harley Quinn claims in this episode that she's not a natural blonde, with the joke, and here you thought I was just another bubble-headed blonde bimbo. Well, the joke's on you. I'm not even a real blonde. However, according to Paul Dini on Twitter in 2016, this was an old joke she reused, and she really is a natural blonde.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, she was lying.
What a twist.
How could you see that? How could she have been lying? Because right after that, she doesn't pull her hand out of another hand. That's not how that works. Even if her hand was inside a different hand, it would still have to be small enough to slip out of the handcuff.
I think what it was that it was like fake hand just hanging out in the
fist,
sleeve.
Where the wrist, fist wrist.
Fist wrist.
All right.
You can use that for your
Fake-
band. That's fine.
Fake hand, fist wrist. Yeah. That's the subtitle. End of Trivs.
What about
Trivbot 2.0 powering down.
what about Batman having a pencil line face during his close up?
Oh, yeah. And when he does a weird little grimace at the computer screens,
Yeah.
and there's just a bunch of extra, like, erased pencil lines on his face, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's not a
And
triv.
you add to the trivs. We haven't done fake trivs in a while.
Oh my God, you're right.
Actually, I guess this wasn't in this is a real one, but the sunglasses he's wearing in the pool are like the same ones that Jack Nicholson has
Yeah.
in the 89 movie. When he's like, I'm on the beach, buy the Joker cream or whatever in the commercial.
Maybe that's why
on
it looks
TV.
so familiar.
You said you liked his bathing suit. You wanted his bathing suit.
I'd absolutely wear the hell out of his bathing suit.
I also like, again, not having watched all these episodes in a row like this in quite a while. I'm pretty sure the spot where they're all standing around and the bomb is, and there's a pool and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that's the same spot where Hamilton Hill and his son Jordan embraced in the biggest birthday hug ever. And Batman gave him a thumbs up.
Man, you remember that episode? Those were the good old days. Back when we still
Back when
had
the
it.
podcast was good, yeah, and entertaining.
Oh my God.
Keen effects in this episode, Brian.
The iris in at the end.
Yeah, the last shot of the episode, I guess the orange lighting from the fire was kind of cool, and then the only thing I can think of besides that is the shot that starts in Harley Quinn's tonsils and then shoots out of her mouth. The camera, when they're going upward, that was weird.
Yeah,
that was unsettling.
That was kind of interesting. But the smoke, the Joker smoke bomb thing at the beginning was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think we talked about recently that like the art style getting honed in or whatever meaning that there's not as many cool, interesting,
Right.
tricky things happening.
Yeah.
I think this, I don't know, this episode looks, it was weird because I was thinking this during the episode was I think the first Dong Yang episode, or at least maybe it wasn't the first, but the first one that was noticeable. We were watching a bunch of ACOM ones in a row, and then there was the Laughing Fish, I think, and then it was like, oh, thank God, like this looks so good, like by comparison. And then now that's just been Dong Yang for so long, except for like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, it doesn't look
it's
bad.
No, it doesn't look bad. Like, it looks very sharp and good and
Yeah.
what it's supposed to look like, but it's still just like what is Keen Effects anymore? That this thing didn't suck.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, like they're doing just good now, and there's nothing as standout-ish.
Yeah.
Not taking the risks.
There's not the cool thing. There's just everything's cool. And when
Everything.
everything's cool.
Everything is cool.
Nothing
This
will be.
podcast is cool.
This is a cool podcast. It's a keen podcast. Batman's usefulness in this episode.
I don't know where to put that.
I mean, very useless for needing Harley Quinn to just guess where the mayor is or where the Joker is.
You mean Batman?
What? Batman. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Should we end the episode?
Oh, man. I give Batman 3 three oddly colored red disc shooting device in the Batmobile glove box out of 10.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the gun that has a very specific use, and apparently it was designed only for that day.
What I'm looking around, no. I thought I had a Harley action figure on my wall maybe that had that gun, but it looks like a gun that's made for an action figure. It doesn't look like a real Batman thing. Like Batman stuff would be like blue and black, maybe yellow.
Yeah,
but it's
like
just
red.
and why does he have, in general? I got a gun that shoots like handcuff discs and a rope.
Yeah, it's like he's got like the bolero bit, which I'm like, okay, that's a bolero, right?
Bolo.
Bololo.
Bolero is the dun 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 whatever.
It's a musical.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
We are definitely on point. Yeah, and then the other things that are like, they seem very specifically suited for pinning someone's arms down to a wooden surface from a distance.
Yeah, it's not a tree.
Yeah. How would she know?
Get the tree gun.
How would she get the pin a person's arms to the
To a
tree,
tree gun that's always in the
How
glove
would
box.
she know what that does?
I don't know. I thought that was
And
just
how
a
she
Harley
becomes
thing.
such a good shot at it?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Is Batman's like wrist fist hand is like in front of his body, so it like over his crotch, and then she shoots that, and it hits his wrist and pins his wrist to the tree, and it should just like pin his wrist to his dick. Like just just all of a sudden. I think that was a little too gory for the episode, though. So
Just make it so people can't visualize that.
no, I want them to visualize Batman's in a T pose, and she shoots his wrist, and it immediately pings right into his crotch. Books are hip hop this episode.
Jamie, I didn't give it a rating.
Oh, my bad. What is it? What's Batman's usefulness?
I don't know. Don't ask me that.
Give me the opportunity. I have no idea.
3 is pretty good. I'd probably go with 4.
All right. Bombs.
4 Joker bombs with awkwardly looping sound effects falling around the bomb. Well, that's the thing is like, right? Like it, like one fell and you had the, and then another one fell and you had the, and then as they're on the way down, you heard another one go.
Yeah, they're all the same.
I was amazed.
Oh my God. Listener, write in if you'd like us to redo this one. We'll pretend like Brian hasn't seen it. We'll just do it again.
I think the intro was fine. We'll just retake this whole second bit.
No, the intro was also bad.
Was it?
Books or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Yeah. I can't explain why, but yeah.
Yeah, me either. But it doesn't matter. Hip hop.
Top 10?
No.
No. It's weird. I'll give you a minor spoiler. There's 2 episodes where Harley it's just the same. Like, it's not the same episode, but it's just like, there's one coming up called Harley's Holiday.
Yeah.
Which I confuse in my brain with this episode, like plot points of this episode every time. I don't know which, like now I know, okay, all the other things that didn't happen in this episode are in the other one. And it's just weird that, like, here we are in the final 15 episodes of this show. We're going to do 2 Harley Quinn based focused episodes. They're both going to have relatively the same thought process behind them.
To be fair, like, she's a fun character. And I do think this was a fun episode if you take out all the stuff that
wasn't fun, that was bad.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad. I just think it was, you're right, the pacing was really weird. And I didn't like the ending. Other than that, I thought it was good. I
don't know. It was fine. I just think this is going to be one of the, like, I don't know if it's as high as Trial for people where everyone's going to be, oh my God, my favorite episode, whatever. But I think it's usually high on people's lists of episodes of the show. I mean, it's got a lot going for it. We set up top, it's a Paul Dini episode. It's a Shirley Walker music. It's a good animation company. It's later in the series, so they've figured shit out, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But, you know?
I think the difference is, and I imagine that people's, like, experiences and confusion over our sort of, like, retelling and our experiences is that, like, if you went into this without, like, your specific experience as a video editor and film studies, having taken motherfucker,
because we're us and we're good at things.
Well, this is the thing. No. We're here to be, like, critical about the things and give our experiences. And like, if there's something that's as like off-putting as the pacing of this episode, then, like, we're calling that out. And if you're someone who's just in it for, like, I love these characters, then I don't think the technical nature of the show is as impactful.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole thing, like what you're saying, for me, it comes down to just, like, you and I watching this is not going to be the same as someone else watching this. Like, everyone's going to have a different viewpoint on everything, on things.
I mean, you still, like, on leather wings. I mean,
everyone's gonna have the right opinion. Some people are gonna have the wrong opinion,
and only my opinion is valid.
I can't wait to watch our top 10s at the end of this.
Me too.
And for you to realize how good On Leather Wings is. But
I can't wait to rewatch the top 10s and for you to be like, oh fuck, he was right the whole time.
Oh man, this episode that I'll continue to defend even through the end of everything we're going to watch.
Wait, speaking of,
really suck.
Do we get another Iceman episode? Iceman.
Yeah.
Wait.
Iceman. Yeah, from X-Men.
Mr. Ice. Mr. Freeze. Damn it. You sent me a Marvel meme earlier, and now I'm thinking in X-Men terms. Whoops. Sorry, DC peeps.
That's a good, like, I was going to say something about this before. It was forever ago when Harley Quinn first showed up, and I told you, oh, this is her first appearance ever. Like, this, she was created for this episode, and you were, like, thrown off by that, kind of like, what? Like, she's just so embedded in culture now that she's not, that it seems weird that she's that young or whatever. But
she's a newborn.
She's a woman. But you were almost like denying that, like, no way, kind of a thing. And I mentioned, you were like, because the thing was that they created her for the episode, and then and since they were already producing like 65 episodes right out the gate, then by the time they realized how popular she was,
They were getting
this
to the
far
end of
into the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at episode 72, and they're like, oh, we should probably do something with her and like give her a bigger thing to do. I guess Harley and Ivy was a thing, but like this is the first, just like she's the main character. Yeah.
But what about Mr. Freeze? Iceman, sorry.
That's what I'm saying is he's another example of like, oh, we got it real good in that one episode and it won an Emmy and etc. How do we ever top that, or how do we ever come back to him or whatever? So it takes a long time before they get to him, but we're getting there. We're pretty close.
Okay.
It's not in the next batch of episodes, but it's probably in the one after that.
Yeah. I've heard this before, Jamie.
Yeah, you have. Now that we have been horrible podcast hosts for closing in on an hour, would you like to do mail?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, sick.
That yop. That
One small extra yop.
Put it over.
We drop
What we drop?
our weekly yop
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too
So
bad
mad.
we're all
At least I am.
just Dylan Pollock.
Oh, hello, Brian.
Hello.
Here we are in the present, the same time.
we
we
just-
haven't traveled time.
No, you pressed the music button and we just sat here. You were clapping and now we're here, but you're making it sound like we went to the past.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. We have several mails.
Okay.
This is from Jordan Newman. You were interested. You were looking forward to his. You were like, what's Jordan going to say about the music in this episode? There's a musical number even.
Yeah.
Let's listen to it. Here it is.
Welcome to GCN.
Oh, shit.
Gotham City News with Jack Ryder.
Fuck.
Tonight's top story, a near miss with nuclear Armageddon? The Joker kidnapped the mayor and attempted to nuke Gotham. Thankfully, as always, Batman was able to thwart the villainous scheme with the aid of Harley Quinn. That can't be right. Summer, is this a typo? Now over to the music. I originally assumed the song Harley sings is a parody of something, especially given the very Joker-feeling line about acid, but it turns out it's a real song. Say That We're Sweethearts Again by Dorothy Shea from the 1944 film Meet the People.
Yeah.
It was originally performed with a spectacular deadpan by Virginia O'Brien. Highly recommend looking up the original clip. Felt like it was made for this episode.
Okay, I want.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you as confused as I am right now? Because
I
that
want to
wasn't
make
Jordan.
a prediction that every one of these is going to be Dylan. I really hope that it is. I really hope that he's made.
Damn it. And that'd be a good no.
It would fit this episode very well. Oh, this next one is from Scotty Cameron, but there's no voice message, so I'll assume this is also Dylan writing it. Achievement unlocked, I Am the Knight. Congratulations, Yoppie dudes. You have beaten I Am the Knight mode on Batman Arkham Trial, and now you can make your Xbox avatar Batman and brag about it to your friends.
Oh, hell yeah.
How'd you do it? First, you, the player, defeated Thoth Capera in Egypt and saved Ra's al Ghul from her life-sucking powers. Sadly, you didn't listen to Officer Teddy Gamble when he told you not to trust Talia and they got away. Batman, Catwoman is a better match for you than Talia. Then, through a series of happenstances in Arkham Asylum, you stopped the inmates from killing you and D.A. Van Dorn. All the inmates were brought back to their cells thanks to the GCPD finding Chekhov's tracker. Then came to the co-op DLC, where you and your friends control Batman, Robin, and Harley as they stop Joker from nuking Gotham. You did this all without dying, or you have to start over from the beginning and have to replay the Sewer King level and the intoxicated level in Sherbert's basement. Okay, enough of the achievement bit. Here are some thoughts on the previous episodes. Avatar was just okay. It does strangely become continuity relevant. That's the most I'll say to avoid spoilers. Trial was fun. I love the way Batman's villains play off each other. I wish Riddler and Scarecrow got time in the spotlight. I always thought that note was Riddler's contribution to the scheme. Oh, the ransom note, not Wormwood. But I can see it. Ivy's disappearing gloves is one of the first animation errors I noticed well before discovering Watchtower database. Harlequinade is a fun episode. I really enjoyed how Harley and Bats worked as a team. She was a fun counter to his stoicism. Oddly enough, I wrote a Batman comic when I was in high school that had a strikingly similar premise involving a nuke, and I had never seen this episode prior to writing it. Would you like me to scan the pages and send them to you? Stay Yoppie. Yeah, Brian beat me to it. Of course, always. Pedro Enrique, thoughts on Harlequinade? Hello, James and Brian. No voice message this week. Having a bit of a cold. Can't really record. Here are some of my thoughts
sorry,
in
buddy.
today's episode, Harlequinade. Yes, I hope you feel better. I hope this episode really cheered you up and got you spirits high. 1. So Joker pulling out a bomb makes everyone at the auction run away, when seconds earlier, for some reason, they weren't afraid to point multiple weapons at a man standing inches from a gigantic cartoon Acme bomb. The gangsters in Gotham are morons.
Good point.
Yes.
Holy crap.
2. Harley just tells the band A flat, just the key, not a specific style or tempo of music or even a title to a song. The musicians are just so good that they just guess she's going to sing the abusive relationship song. I think also when they said she's A flat and you like started humming, like, is that right? Like, is it?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah.
I did want to actually like go back and check that out, but
Yeah.
I'm not good. I'm not that
It's pitch perfect.
tonally talented.
3. Batman's genius idea. I'm going to leave Harley completely unsupervised in my Batmobile, a car with many dangerous gadgets that could be used against me. Even
Yeah.
if she didn't break away from the cuffs, this is still a very bad plan.
Yep.
4. So Bruce just has that BDSM shotgun in the glove compartment of the Batmobile? Okay. That's its new official name
Can we
on
make
the
that-
Watchtower website.
Can we
yeah.
make that the subtitle of the episode?
Batman's
Batman and
BDSM shotgun?
yeah.
5. Joker's great plan was just blow up the city anyway, which he could have done at literally any point in the story. I don't see a reason for the delay. Was he really just waiting for that airplane?
Yeah.
Despite all this episode's pretty good in my opinion. I like how they expanded on Harley Quinn. Yeah, that we did get some more like origin-y things in this, I guess.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the episodes focused on her and how she sees her relationship to the Joker, but one of the weaknesses I've noticed is that it seems that whenever Batman has to team up with anyone, his usefulness drastically goes down in order for the team up to function. Happened in Trial, happened again here. Overall, a fun episode with some wrinkles. Until next week, and stay yappy. Yeah, fun episode with some wrinkles, I think, is correct.
Maybe that's the subtitle of the episode, because I'm sure Shotgun would probably put some flags up.
Yeah. Well, I also said something earlier about a wrist hand or something. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
you're gonna come up against that when you edit it.
Say that again, since you crackled the whole time. Yeah, perfect. All right. Fiacra Horgan, thoughts on Harlequinade? The Dylan Pollock message is really leaving us on a cliffhanger with how many are in between it.
I'm just like twiddling my thumbs over here, being like, I need an answer.
When are we I hope that Jordan is his or something. We're setting ourselves up for disappointment. Fiacra Horgan. Hey Hey Bames and Dryan. The new intro, outro, and synopsis songs are great additions to the pod. I'm surprised, considering that last week's episode was number 69, that James didn't begin with "I'm bringing sexy back." Yop. Careless Whisper was a perfect choice, though. Quickly touching on Trial, Paul Dini has such a great knack of capturing the voice of each character perfectly. All of the interactions between the villains in this one was great. I particularly liked the ventriloquist and Scarface as the hear ye court announcer guy. Mm-hmm. I just realized I have no idea what that job is called. Also, they were saying like, oye. Oye, like did they really say oye?
Is that a Supreme Court thing? That's a specific like all to order.
Isn't that Spanish?
That's oy vey.
For like, hey, no, oye como va.
Anyway, it's a specific call for something that I can't remember, but I know that Radiolab specifically used that in one of their episodes about something.
Oh, okay, cool. We're experts here. Now on to Harlequinade. I always get this episode and a future episode coming up soon mixed up. High five, me too. Despite her previous appearances, I think this is the episode that truly shows how great of a character Harley is and how she can be a very entertaining and captivating character when out of the Joker's shadow.
Yeah.
Although Joker does have some fun moments littered throughout the episode. It's also cool that if you're looking for it, you can see Joker's white hand holding the phone when Mayor Hill answers it in an earlier scene. Nice bit of foreshadowing. Man, this is a great run of episodes we're in at the moment, in production order anyway. Have a great week, y'all. Till next time. Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Dino-faced individual, Harlequinade, hench reviews. Comments submitted by Cardboard Boxy. Is this Boxy Bennett, I guess? The guy in the place? Okay. I just can't understand it. I'm a nice guy, I really am. But none of these fine supervillainesses seem to go for bad gangster boys like me. Instead, they go for the literal clowns who treat them like garbage. Look, let me tell you something else that makes no sense about clown ladies. Section removed from Hench Review's moderation team. Look, you came here for a fun little insight into villain life, not a wise guy whining, I think. It's supposed to be whining, I think. And then just like that, I knew it was love at first exploding naked mole rat. All right, ratings. I give Harley 5 out of 5. This episode probably gave some people some interesting internet search habits afterwards. Okay. Harley Quinn bending over on stage or something.
That was a choice.
Yeah, there were a lot of shots like that. Scarlo, you want to jump on the Mechanic Wagon Season 2, Episode 4? I hope it's Dylan.
Hello, listener, and welcome back
Dylan.
to Jump on the Mechanic Wagon. I'm your host, Scarlo1. In this episode, I will tell you about Season 2, Episode 4 of Earl, the animated series, Harlequinade.
Oh.
While Earl was at the optometrist's office, he saw a man he knew all too well stealing magazines. He tried to cover his face, but soon he heard the man say, "Hello, Mr. Cooper." Earl grudgingly responded, "Hello, magaziner. What are you doing here?" "I'm doing what I do every day, taking back what is rightfully mine, by which I mean magazines. What are you doing here, Cooper?" "Getting my eyes checked. Last week, I saw these two guys who I could have sworn were blue." "Were they in the Blue Man Group? I've read about them in magazines." "No, it wasn't them. They talked and had hair." The end. I'm so happy that my boy, the magaziner, has returned. Anyway, see you next week. Same TV time, same poo-poo channel.
See you then.
Thank you. Where was Xena? Is this a warrior princess joke? I don't get it.
I'm not sure.
Where is she?
She's away.
Oh. Tip Apricot. Contemplations on Harlequinade. Happy March, my Yoppie Duderinos.
It is March.
Springtime is here. So it's time to sit back poolside with an ice-cold glass of Harlequinade and a slice of thoughtful cot on the side.
Oh, yes.
And a smiley face.
Alrighty, my dudes, here is contemplations on Harlequinade. First off, Brian, I want to say you never have to like an episode. You're never obligated, and it doesn't make us mad. I think it's really interesting when everybody really likes an episode, and then you don't. Like, I think that's one of the cool parts of the show is
I'm pausing. Okay, Harlequinade kind of sucks. Okay, moving on.
how different people's opinions and life experiences and nostalgia and like what they like in an episode changes their vibe for it. So on that
I appreciate
note, I
that.
really like Harlequinade. I wonder if you're going to, because it's sort of a little bit of a goofier episode. The animation's not the best, but I think the premise and execution is really good. We get a lot of really good Harley moments. We get to have her interacting with Batman in a weird buddy cop way. You know, enemy of my enemy is my friend, or girlfriend of my enemy in this case. And you have the really terrifying overarching thing of the Joker having a nuke, which I think is fascinating, and also just seeing how bad their relationship is, and the musical number, and actually having Robin there for once, and Harley's weird fake hand that I don't know how long she's been wearing that. So, yeah, fun watch. Good episode every time it comes up, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the week and the weird slushy snow shit that's been happening.
Oh, man.
That has been happening.
Big Bus has been going through it. Although we haven't had as much snow as like even what California's been.
There was snow, a little bit of snow here. Harlequinade doesn't suck. It's just not, I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. You know?
We're having a day.
Keen Machine response to trial. Greetings. You know, sometimes you just have to bend the rules a little, like how Batman cut a deal with Harley to stop the Joker in this week's episode. In that same spirit, I have a proposition for you, Yoppie dudes. If you play my attached voice message, even though it's slightly over a minute, I will abstain from sending in a voice message next week to absolve this breach of the rules. I think it's one you'll want to hear. Sound fair? No double cross, I promise. Keep it keen. Oh, this is called Long-Awaited Sequel. Yes!
Oh my God!
Have you wanted justice but we're too short on
there's
time?
Jordan.
Don't settle. We're offering the latest in rash judgment trends. Get your most important disputes decided in an efficient 1-minute window right here. Welcome to Yoppie Court Drive-Thru.
Hello, welcome to Yoppie Court. I'm Judge Dillon. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, I'd like one large order of Brother Broderick the Brick Brian versus the dear listener, please. Cannot believe he didn't put trial on his top 10 list.
Whoops.
That's gotta be a crime.
Please pull forward.
So it looks like we're running low on court appearances for Brian, but I could sub it for a sock puppet attorney provided at Patreon expense.
It's me,
Scotty Cameron. I don't think there's anything I can say to defend Brian here. Trial really is one of the best episodes.
Yeah, that's keen, I guess.
Alrighty then, your final Yoppie verdict will be...
Hey, move it along up there. Got a score to settle with James for reading my comment wrong. We real Australians have Yoppie rights too, you know.
Yoppie Court Drive-Thru, the swiftest justice in Big Bus.
Was that Ashley Tutchin? Who was that?
It was either Ashley Tutchin or maybe Jake Barrett.
Yeah, one of the two Australians that we've written down.
Yeah.
Thank God we had that to elevate the podcast episode.
Let's just make that the whole podcast episode.
I think so, yeah.
Oh my God.
Keen and Co.
That's amazing. Yeah, more of that, please.
Yeah, I think you have to do that every episode now. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
But I want to know the verdict. I mean, is honk honk the verdict? Do I have to?
Yeah, we don't have any new voice messages, so I think we're just being left on a cliffhanger for that Jordan Blumen, Dylan Pollock thing.
What?
What was up with that? I have to know. How did he do it? I have to know. That's a line that you'll get in a little while. Hi everyone, we're here from the road here in Big Bus on the.
God damn, I'm driving down the road in Big Bus.
We're cutting this in because Dylan Pollock messaged me.
I can't hear you.
Oh Jesus Christ! Dylan Pollock messaged me about like 5 minutes ago to be like, damn it, I my thing never sent. So we're about to hear the other half of the weird Jordan Blumen, Dylan Pollock switcheroo. You ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay, hopefully you hear it. Here it is.
Okay.
It's time for the Thoughts of the Week with Dylan Pollock on Harlequinade, or Good Cop, Crazy Cop. Is Robin just chilling for the bulk of this episode? Catching a rerun of It's a Wonderful Life or something? Harley's singing is good, even better than another Harley song in a villain hangout, but is it good enough to distract all those gangsters from Batman for Robin to free him? But that's not the question of the week.
Oh.
Do you think Joker ever tried some crest whitening strips or anything like that? That's also not the question of the week. This is the question of the week. James's favorite part.
Yes, my favorite
Harley
part.
has her hyenas. If you could have an unconventional pet, what pet would you want to have? Assuming it won't maul you or anyone else in this scenario.
What, Brian, what's your answer? Quick, you're driving.
Capybara, because I talked about it earlier.
You talked about it earlier. Unconventional pet. I choose the Fortress of Solitude crypto 3-mouthed monster crypto that you'll meet in like 5 years or some shit like that. Okay, is this segment over now?
What the hell? I mean, I guess so. I applaud the two of them for conspiring. Even though there were technical difficulties. And I also applaud the two of us for conspiring with extreme technical difficulties.
Yeah. I mean, it lines up with the quality of this podcast episode so well. So, all right.
We're adding a little bit of pizzazz.
Yeah. Back to the meat, back to that podcast you were enjoying so much. Here it is. Thank you, everybody. Let's go over to Jump on the Bat-Wagon, episode 69, Trial, or Pigmeat Markham's Careless Whisper, on the Podtower YouTube channel. And see what's going on in the comments. We got Ashley Tutchin, brother Brian Brick Broderickles Broderick, if that is your real name. You are hereby put on trial for the crime of not liking great episodes of BTAS. I mean, come on, Sideshow made your top 10, but not trial. Even Arkham can't help you. All jokes aside.
Wait, can Arkham help anybody? Really?
I don't think so. Don't worry about it, Brian. It's good that you offer a contrasting opinion. Most of us grew up with BTAS, so our opinions are heavily influenced by that. Okay, there it is. There's my... I can say what I want about Harlequinade and not feel the fear of the listener. The fear of the...
Well, no, that's just for me. You grew up with it, so what's your excuse?
Actually, I didn't really grow up with this show. I grew up with, like... This show was over by the time I was 4 years old, so I like reruns of it, but you know?
No.
Okay. The great thing about this podcast is that you offer a fresh outsider's perspective to counterbalance that. This is how I talk about you. Just don't get too comfortable. I can't guarantee we won't come after you as an angry mob if you say the wrong thing. This is from Tanya Bams, which I think is a new one.
Hey.
I liked this episode thanks to the whole trial scene. Two-Face muttering under his breath when Ivy brought up her past, her losing her mind and attacking Janet over a flower, Harley losing it at Joker, and Mad Hatter showing how Yandere? Yandere. What's that, Brian? Yandere? We're going to Google Yandere here on the podcast.
Google
a character, usually a girl, in chiefly Japanese fiction, who has an obsessive and possessive side in regards to their crush, ready to use violent and murderous means to maintain an exclusive bond. Yeah, that is the Mad Hatter. Good job.
Oh, that's also like, oh God, what's that Stephen King one? Misery.
Yeah, the book one, the book lady.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I also like how Janet went from, I want to catch these villains, but vigilante justice should not be allowed, to, okay, maybe this particular vigilante justice is warranted because these villains here are too dangerous for the police to handle, out of an understanding of what Gotham is dealing with on a weekly basis. Yes. Thank you. Zane Beatty. I was calm and accepting of Brian's opinion on trial, taking into account that he's seeing it for the first time as a grown man and doesn't have the nostalgia of seeing so many rogues interacting for the first time. But then he reminded us that Sideshow is on his top 10 and I almost lost it. Let me be the first to say I forgive you. And people are hating on Sideshow. Sideshow was pretty good. Chris Knife. This is one of those episodes where I have a holy shit, this is not for kids moment when Harley and Joker's toxic relationship plays out and then Harley is actually ready to shoot him. Also, bonus costume fact, Harley's costume color scheme is called particoloring, where different colors are split and was fashionable in medieval times and often used in coats of arms as well. Yes, yes.
That checks
those
out.
Crests and such. Charles Motosierra, regarding the discussion on the legal status of Batman, Legal Eagle has a great video where he talks about Trial, the episode, as well as other episodes on Batman. Yeah, that's one that's been on my watch later for a while. You know that guy?
I know of the channel because like on Nebula, like when people do their like Nebula plugs, I was like Legal Eagle, and I'm like, I've never seen one of his episodes.
He's pretty good. I mean, like a lawyer that just goes over like whether court scenes in movies and shows and stuff are like accurate to what would be really happening.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he does one on this episode, but I haven't watched it yet. But now I will, I guess. And you can too.
Hooray.
Summarizing what I remember from those videos, under New York law, anyone can make an arrest, so Batman's crimes are actually just invading private property without warrants, stalking people, and excessive violence. And yeah, people don't go to psychiatric institutions just because they were caught by other criminals. Rather interestingly, Adam West Batman was a deputized agent of the law, even though the law didn't know his name or his face. That's the 60s for you. Regarding the incarceration of bad guys, in the comics, the supervillains usually go to Arkham. I imagine the judge just thinking, this guy be wearing a costume, so he's crazy, while all the mob bosses and goons go to Blackgate. This mostly lines up with the DCAU, as seen in the likes of Spider Conway, Rupert Thorne, Jazzman, Tony Zuko, and Sid the Squid in Stonegate, as well as the Penguin and Clock King, who are only guys wearing suits, if you think about it.
Have we seen anything other than Arkham?
Yeah, there's the Jazzman. Remember, he broke out to kill Gordon?
Yeah.
He and Spider Conway were standing on and it's the place that pre-Two-Face Harvey Dent built over flowers, and Poison Ivy was mad at it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just say the most succinct description of this. Oh, yeah. The only guy in Arkham who doesn't wear a wacky costume is Emil Dorian, so I guess mad scientists also qualify. We can thus deduce that Milo, Hugo Strange, and Sewer King would go to Arkham, while Boss Biggest, Stromwell, Wormwood, and Invisible Man would probably be in Stonegate. Regarding Harlequinade, you think Joker was wearing his aviator suit below his regular suit and over his bathing suit. Also, there's no way that final sequence would have made it past censors after 9/11. Yeah, very good point.
Oh, yeah.
You said, I hope Carly Barrett has like a explanation for how Joker changed into his aviator costume in like 1 second.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's a hell of a quick change. Scrudge!
Brian.
Yes.
Don't ever feel bad for having an unpopular response to an episode. Your perspective and personality are what make this podcast special.
Aww.
The world would be a much duller place if everyone had the correct opinion on Unleather Wings. Yeah, fuck you, Brian. Also, to answer Dylan's question, what's the worst superhero power to have? If we're counting Marvel, I'm going to say Soft Serve. He's an X-Men character with the ability to poop ice cream. Interesting.
That one went way beyond me. I've never even heard of Soft Serve.
Me neither. Now you have.
Wow.
Nick Sorensen, this episode and Almost Got Him are hands down the best multi-villain episodes of this series for me, as they are for most fans. Another interesting premise for getting all of these iconic Batman rogues together, even Riddler, showing that he did indeed get his mind unstuck from that virtual reality machine somehow. It was also interesting to learn that they were considering this idea for their first movie at one point, but I'm more than happy we got Mask of the Phantasm. Mm-hmm. Yes, agreed. Kevin Renke, the visuals of the lights out sequence in Trial made it so memorable for me. It's always great to see the villains together. Don't feel bad for disliking the episode when others don't, Brian. We don't feel bad for liking it, so neither should you for your opinion.
Aww.
Also, I've been meaning to say this for a while. Jamie, if you guys didn't point out that you record over Zoom, I wouldn't ever guess that you're not in the same room together. Hats off on the audio engineering. Oh, thank you. Lastly, I didn't get to say this for Avatar and Raish with the snake. I picture him in Almost Got Him 2 scenario in David Warner's classic voice, I threw a snake at him, when retelling his bit. It was a big snake. Which I believe you said in the middle of a joke, like Joe was talking and you just said, it was a big snake.
I did.
In that episode. Yeah, thanks for the audio. It helps that Brian and I have the exact same microphone and whatever.
Yeah.
And now we're recording in this cool thing where we can hear each other for once.
Yeah.
Before we were just guessing what each other was saying, you know?
Purple is my favorite color.
You know, I think that's true of the president. Oh, I couldn't think of anything fast enough, Brian. Fuck you. Kate Tastic, I had no idea that the old Yoppie Mail song was an actual thing from Blue's Clues. Until today, I caught my brother watching Blue's Clues and my ears perked up at the song. Oh, yeah, it's from Blue's Clues. Jarlid97, I really liked Janet this episode a lot more than I remembered. I kind of thought she'd be pretty one note or shallow, just the standard harsh and no nonsense type character that only exists to bring down the vibe. But she actually comes across as a pretty rational person. I like that she and Batman reconcile over the fact both want to achieve a Gotham that doesn't need him. I wish we got to see more of her. Yeah,
she's
good.
She's 2 notes.
Wishbone, that's the dog from PBS. Wow, I can't believe Brian hates Trial. Seriously, though, gotta wonder how different his response to the episode would have been if Jamie explained to him ahead of time that this is basically one of the most famous, iconic episodes in all of BTAS. This is why I try not to do stuff like that. Yeah. I think we gotta be fresh. We're just a child turning on the Fox programming.
I am a child.
1994. I see it for the first time, just like everyone else. Juan Pedro, hi guys.
Hi.
It's great to have Trial and Harlequinade back to back because both are top tier BTAS episodes, in my opinion. What makes an episode great, it's not the fact that it has tons of villains in it, but what function these villains serve and what's the message. They're all perfectly used and they act in character. It's also one of those episodes that requires quite a bit of context and couldn't be one of the first of the show. This was the first time I saw that Batman is as crazy as the criminals he locks up, plot, and it's excellent. Janet has to defend someone she hates and convince herself of Batman's usefulness, which is why I would rate his usefulness an all-time high in this episode. That was the opposite of what we did. Obviously, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini aren't the only talented people on the team, but oh boy, you can tell when they're writing, especially when Dini writes Harley. Harlequinade is basically an episode with her as the main character, and it's the first time we get a bit of her backstory. I love how they show us how big of a jerk the Joker can be while still making us laugh, and when everyone sees the Joker laughing, Harley sees him crying. She is becoming more prominent in the best possible way, and I think that when the villains are the protagonists of the episode, the show is at its best. By the way, that Batgirl line always makes me laugh. Great pod, guys. 10 atomic bombs out of 10. that joke was, Batgirl, eat your heart out. And then Robin's like, what was she before this? Oh, a clinical psychiatrist. Figures. And you just went like, shut the fuck up, Rob. Like, you were so mad. I hate Robin. It is funny how much you hate Robin because Bruce Timm also just doesn't like Robin. Or doesn't like Dick Grayson, the character.
I don't mind him. It's just I think I liked him more at the start, and now they just keep like peppering him in these like kind of annoying ways.
I disagree. You where the fuck did Robin come from? And you were just mad that episode.
Oh, not that start. I meant like his Robin's origin story.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Ian Thompson, I loved Trial as a kid. Robin, the start of Robin, but not the start of Robin.
Yeah, so I was loving that.
I loved the trial as a kid, having all the rogues in one episode. Such a fun concept. I'm in the execution of the idea needed some work camp, though. This episode definitely feels like a Dini rough draft for the Arkham games. I would have enjoyed a movie version, I think, because most of my nitpicks with trial would have been solved with more time to dwell on scenes and more opportunities to add cool set pieces for fights. I would have liked to see JVD more. She's a cool foil for Batman. Her dating Bruce Wayne definitely has some dramatic and comedic potential. Yeah, I guess I didn't really do anything with that, that she was just dating Batman for a second. To answer the question of the week, the superpower I don't want is ice creams. A mutant with the power to poop ice cream. Are there two of them? Is one of you wrong about the name of the character? Let's Google X-Men that can poop ice cream. Soft serve.
Harlequinade or Brian Jamie Google stuff.
Brian and Jamie Google stuff.com. Luis Felipe, certainly one of the best btas episodes. I don't know which one you're referring to, but we'll either say yes or no. Bikeanon, you've got a great show when you can basically take a bunch of the supporting cast and stick them in a room and stay entertained for half an hour. This episode almost feels like an attempt to one-up Almost Got Him, which had the villains chat but kept them apart for each of the actual vignettes. It's cool to see the show trying to be more ambitious. Yeah. Wency209, so this episode is 69. Nice. Lanola Cola, finally Batman will be put on trial for his murder/manslaughter of Clayface. I also think this episode continues to prove my theory that Scarface and the ventriloquist were added so that the puppet gets the gruesome deaths past standards and practices.
Ooh.
I especially enjoy the use of Wham/George Michael for episode 69. Nice. And last first, we have Mark Aquino. All rise for the Honorable Judge Mark Time Lord Aquino. Trial is considered by many to be a major highlight of btas as well as one of its best episodes. It's hard to argue with that. The concept alone is exciting, and while there are plenty of ways to pick apart the logic of the whole thing, I'm sure there will be plenty of people who will. It's still a lot of fun, and each of the iconic villains are on fine form here. Insert joke that compares the mock Arkham Court to the American legal system. Oh, and it's another Dong Yang episode. Yippee skip. I miss Spectrum. Meanwhile, the entertainingly pathetic, I think you said Sunrise wrong.
Yeah.
As per usual, Boss Biggest Bear hugs the #1 podcast host in this year multiverse of ours, jamming all over the place, and Beefy Barracuda. Praise to our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollock. Love your podcast, my dude. Keep up the great work. Keep telling Gab that she rules. Likewise, of course, to his loyal disciples. Scarlet, One Batgirl, Fangirl, Scotty, Cameron, Wency, 209, Tip Tamper, Got Key Machine, Jordan, Zane Beatty, Chris Knife, Lanola, Cola, Carly, One Pedro, Ashley, Touch and Scrudge, Banana Man, Jeff Britches, and of course, all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours. Y'all are the best. Never forget that. Next week is a Harley-centric episode, and that usually ends up being fun, but Bri, of course, will be the judge of that. It's also going to be the last episode before btas gets renamed The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Oh, no.
Boy, these abbreviations are getting weirder. TAOBAR. But hey, I'm a Doctor Who fan, so who am I to talk? Anyway, till next time, smoke bomb. I think that is right. And did I forget? Yeah, I did forget to say that up top. I like your little. Are you doing an iris out?
I sure am.
Brian's just covering up his webcam to be like, end this now. Yeah, this was the btas Season 2 finale I forgot to mention up top.
Oh, so you're telling me that the intro is going to change next episode?
Yes. That was the last time we got the bonk.
I feel like I would have paid more attention.
Should have savored it, yeah.
And the song lyrics. Your song lyrics.
You're right. I guess I got to figure that out before next time, and I won't. That's the end of the mail, and I'm going to tell you the name of the next episode, which is what we do here on this podcast. I tell Brian the name of the next episode, and then he tries to guess what the episode's about. It's called Bane.
Oh, yeah, this is about Bane.
Hell yeah, it is. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for all you do for us. What do I say now? If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand, I should have said that earlier. Cat in the Claw Part 2, batwagonpod@gmail.com. If you want to hear more discussion about this episode, check out DCAU Review Tim Talk. That's the full name, DCAU Review Tim Talk. Also available on the Podtower, just like this podcast. Thank you to Kimmy, Cooney, Phoenix, Viltsu, of course, Brother Broderick for all our musical themes. Please subscribe to the Podtower YouTube channel for new DCAU podcasts every week and leave us a like over there on today's episode to help spread us around the interwebs. And please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. You may hear your review read on the show. New episodes of the podcast are released every Friday on the Podtower, as well as your favorite podcast feed and watchtowerdatabase.com.
If I could mute him, listener, I would.
I had to say all this stuff so we can finally be done with this.
Sweet.
We're never coming back.
Not until May.
We'll see you in May. I was going to say that. Oh, boy.
Thanks
Bye.
for listening, listener. Sorry.
Please come back.
Sorry for disappointing you.
No, Bane. We got it. We're going to do Bane now. The new theme song. Not for this, but for the show.
Oh, boy.
New intro.
Here it comes.
All the stuff.
In 1
it
week.
Is now. It's already next week. Aren't you so excited that you got past this podcast episode?
Okay,
the next one?
doubling up. Let's watch another episode.
Okay. No.
Oh, okay.
Baby, you're the greatest.